Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HCS Halo World Championships live in Seattle. And the games don't stop just yet. Shopify Rebellion up against Pure. Both teams playing for their tournament life. Both teams very familiar with one another. Of course, some of them teaming together once upon a time and actually having their best ever placement once upon a time. Taulek and Druk meet against familiar foes in SoulSnipe. Flag's going to get pushed forward. Cykul driving this one. And almost as quick as a flash, this game started off with a bang. Cykul spins around the dive and sticks two players. What just happened?
That's so good from Cykul. That might just allow them to secure a flag here. SoulSnipe's going to be able to grab it. Yeah, this is going to be the first flag going in favor of Shopify Rebellion. And remember, this match is for top 4. So Shopify Rebellion just losing out to Optic Gaming will drop down into the elimination bracket, currently sitting in top 6. Pure just came off the back of winning a Game 5 against Quadrant to secure themselves in top 6. So this almost feels fitting. This is the kind of game I think people have been asking for Shopify Rebellion, right? They've had that top 3 placement a few times, but now they have to battle through the elimination bracket to... I'm not saying they didn't earn their position in the top 3, but now they really have to go through the grindy route to top 4 and above.
Well, this is almost uncharted territory for them, right? Because previously they've been in the winners finals and then the elimination finals. They've never really had to get to the elimination finals through this avenue. And there was always question marks. Would you place top 3 when you come up against an Optic or an SSG before the winners finals? But we're going to find out one way or another what these two teams have in store for us. And Rebellion already taking the lead. Cherished is trying to push this flag down. Long haul, excuse me. Druk will push top tower. He will fall. So this flag is not going to get much progress now. LastShot probably forced to back this one up. As members of Rebellion do come down long haul straight into the welcoming bandit shots, but the flag, most importantly, has been sent home.
You know what the craziest thing is about this bracket is if you think back to pool play, Quadrant beat Sentinels 3-0.
Yep.
ITB beat Pure. But now Pure and Sentinels have just gone on to outplace ITB and Quadrant by beating the respective teams on the other side. And it really is funny how those matchups can work. And it means that both European teams finish in top 8. And of course, there is a third European team ascending baseline who finished top 16. But Europe, is that a disappointment? Maybe.
I think so.
I think top 6 was definitely doable, and they would love to be in this position where you are trying to compete for a top 4. But anyway, enough about Europe. They're not in the tournament anymore. It's all about Shopify and Pure, who can be the ones to march on and get into that elimination semi-final, because on the other side of that bracket, it's going to be FaZe and Sentinels, which is also another juicy matchup for various different reasons.
Well, I have a wonderful idea if you want to follow me here.
All right, follow.
Europe no longer in the competition.
Yep.
Can we just call this team Pure? And that way we can try and, by association, they eliminate the European team. They can be... Whoa! Cherished. On a dime, snipes Soul. And yes, can we just claim Pure as Europe now? And of course, we do still have Legend, so lots to be thankful for. Cherished, he's doing it again, and to the same player. SoulSnipe, you've got to stop walking into him.
Oh, if he had hit that, then I would have questioned all of my sanity. Yes,
or all of his.
I think yes, we can claim Pure.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, we can make the rules really at this point. But for Rebellion, it's going to be how they bounce back after their loss to Optic Gaming. Remember, if you think about recent tournaments, they would lose in the winners final and then they would lose in the elimination final. So they weren't in the elimination bracket for very long. Cherished is just continuing to find heads here. There's 3 dead on the side of Pure, but Cherished is still alive, and he can really be a distraction method here for Pure.
Just quietly going about his business here, ripping faces is Cherished. 7-4-4, behind enemy lines with the sniper rifle. They spot him out, hits the body, bandit comes out of his pockets, hits the face. And all of a sudden he's in prime real estate to pull this flag out. And although they know exactly where he's positioned, knowing and stopping it are two very different things entirely. SoulSnipe's shields were tagged up just a touch, and that's why he was hesitant to push out and take the fight. And he's been rewarded. His mental's there, and they're going to trade. But ultimately, numbers now favor Rebellion. Druk nowhere to be seen when it comes to getting close, and with good reason. He has his eyes set on overshield instead. And into the chest it goes. Can he now drive his team forward?
Both these teams trying to fight tooth and nail to see if they can survive long enough to get into Championship Sunday. All 4 dead on the side of Pure, and a chance for Shopify to run another flag here. It's going to be somewhat unorthodox run. It's going to be down under training, it looks like, but the spawns might just disrupt things here. And even after a 4 dead, it looks like this flag might not be going anywhere.
Important for Rebellion. They've already got what they need. A 1-0 advantage. So, it's for Pure to venture forward, it's for Pure to apply pressure, and for them to ask questions of Rebellion, because, like I say, the early pressure, the opening start that Rebellion had, has garnered success, and now forces Pure's hand. They have got to be the ones to move, and ultimately that will then open the door for some opportunities and some mistakes.
Flag's going to be pulled again. This time it's going to be LastShot trying to run it. It's going to be Taulek and Druk getting kills alongside it, so this flag is going to be moving. Mental's got a lot of responsibility on his shoulders! Oh my god, that's one way to stop a flag. Sure, it's still going to be moving at the moment, but Mental has maybe single-handedly kept Shopify Rebellion ahead here.
Taking a look at the slays on the side of Pure, Cherished 9, 5, and 7. But it's Druk with 7, 1, and 12. And he could be the outlier. They need his performance levels to increase here. Down in the game, and they need just a little bit more. And Taulek will spin around, hit the body, and it's good enough to take out Suppressed. SoulSnipe will just de-scope Taulek and not make that shot comfortable and easy for him, as he controls Sword for now. SoulSnipe doing a little bit of poke damage. Cherished is there though, along with LastShot to take out SoulSnipe. So, with a double kill on the board now, Taulek turns his attentions towards Cykul and indeed long haul. Suppressed is there too, but members of Rebellion spawning up on the flag and indeed over towards that Mauler side. So, a lot of work to be done. But LastShot locks in another kill. This is good for Pure. They're starting to lay siege. They're starting to see some results. Slays are going in their favor. Damage is being done, but no flag pull for just now. And that's important, hugely important that Cherished didn't trade out that kill there.
Good shots from Suppressed. And Shopify look to try and hold on to this 1-0 lead. They could very easily win this game at 1-0, by the way, and just say to Pure, look, you're the ones who have to make a move. You're the ones who have to try something here. Shopify also have an overshield to work with. Really, they would love an early map win to get over the hangover of that loss to Optic Gaming. If you didn't see it, where were you? But also, Shopify Rebellion looked like they were going to secure Game 4, send us to a Game 5, but Optic Gaming overturn a over 100-point deficit to win map 4 and to send Shopify down into the elimination bracket here. Now Pure look to maybe try and take advantage of it, but just that early cap, I think, was perfect for Rebellion, just to try and wipe away a few of those memories.
3 dead. SoulSnipe recognizing as soon as Cykul fell that he had to turn his attentions homeward and ensure this flag pull will be very difficult to push forward, doing a lot of damage. And it's capitalized. Mental was there to clean up on the 2 1-shots that were created by SoulSnipe. Good work. When you're the last man standing, doing that much damage and ensuring the fresh spawners have a much easier task of cleaning up the pieces and clearing house. That was good, and it means that the questions that Pure were asking, Rebellion had the answers.
Pure need to ask a few more questions, I think.
Maybe in a different language.
Just try something a little bit different.
Pasta.
Sniper's coming up, and Suppressed is going to be more than happy to take that one and just sit on tower. Well, he would be if he wasn't dead. Cherished now with a brilliant opportunity to put this sniper to use again, but he does see teammates going down. All 3 of them actually have fallen, so now you have even more responsibility to stay alive.
Cherished then remains down here. It's as though he's expecting a little bit of trouble to come his way. SoulSnipe top tower, and he spotted him out, but Cherished didn't care. Rips the face. Drives forward again for his team. I believe there was a player still over towards Sword. I'm not sure whether he got spotted out. As a matter of fact, he moved the bottom middle. Cherished spots him. Hitting lovely body shots is Cherished here. creating openings for his team. SoulSnipe will have to try and stop this flag. He's done so. Perhaps Cherished could have been a little bit quicker to provide that cover fire. When you hear your opponent is firing and you hear flag carriers taking damage, you can isolate and deduce where it's coming from. But ultimately the flag's down on the bridge. And Cherished is going to have to do a lot of work here to ensure this flag not only stays alive, but then pushes forward. And just like that, it goes home. All the kills that Cherished is getting, there's no value being extracted.
No, he did peek out a little bit early as well before his shields had come back previously, and he might have been able to do a little bit more damage had he been somewhat more patient, but they are still alive on this tower side, and they have an overshield. So this, if any opportunity is going to arise, it would come from this push now from Pure. Trying to scout out those players from Shopify, and they found their first victim.
Spots one. There's 3 players isolated towards the mauler now. And LastShot picks the pockets of 3, 4 dead go Rebellion. The setup's been broken wide open, and the siege has been successful now. Cherished, with flag in hand, tiptoes his way towards home base and ties us up with very little time left on the board.
Have Pure been able to set up for a back-to-back? That's the question. Off of the spawn, Rebellion are fighting into their flag. Been in control for so long, but now in the final moments, they've suddenly given Pure that opportunity. They do shut down LastShot and Cherished, though. Druk, the last remaining player on this side of the map, does convert 1, but can't convert 2. And it may be overtime to try and settle these 2 teams, but there is still 1 remaining lurker. Here he is.
He's been spotted, and they have sniffed him out. LastShot then, pushing green box. Will both teams now settle just for the reset? Playing defense is LastShot. Will he be able to push forward, get a flag touch, and just make this one tough? He's going to venture forward, but not going to have enough time. We're going to have a reset. Next cap wins.
So nothing to separate the 2 then, after the initial time allotted.
Overtime. 5 minutes.
Can we see Pure replicate what they did previously with a perfect execution after getting the overshield, and then shut down all those players in the mauler? LastShot's going to be the one who has the sniper rifle. The whiffs a couple. Cherished is looking to hunt down the enemy.
Fortunately for him, he's not going to have to hunt for too long because there's a lot of enemies. As a matter of fact, maybe he wasn't the one doing the hunting, he was the prey. LastShot's in sword, he's got sniper rifle in his hands. Didn't quite connect with that body shot, it would seem. SoulSnipe did back away, so maybe he got a little something on him. And here comes SoulSnipe up through the runway. All of a sudden, 3 go down for Pure. Druk managed to get 1, as did Cherished. Cherished last man standing, and Mental settles for just controlling the sniper rifle as he pushes back home with it. These are cagey moments, these are nervy moments. These 2 teams more than aware of what this series means.
Mental doesn't want to pass up this sniper rifle. Only a few bullets left, but
Oh!
he really doesn't want to pass up that sniper
And
rifle.
he didn't. He didn't pass it up, he passed it down.
Send it off the map. Send it to the gods. Taulek now looks to try and, I think, help his team, but he's playing ring around the roses in the moment. They do find SoulSnipe and collapse onto him. This is where they had success before, was gaining tower control, but then utilizing the overshield to push in, forcing the spawns at Mauler, and then collapsing on Rebellion. But they don't have the overshield this time, so I wonder whether they're just going to start putting the motions in place by controlling the tower side. 3 are dead for Rebellion now. SoulSnipe also falls. All 4 are dead. Do you have control of the spawns here? The answer is yes. They're going to be spawning at Snipe. This is a flag run that definitely can happen.
This has been surgical from Pure. Getting themselves back into the game, that flag capture in the final moments. But then pushing to the tower side and then forcing their way back over to the high side, making sure spawns come on the low. He's made it back home as Cherished. He slammed it in. Both flag captures coming through his hands. He ran them home. And it's Pure who take the lead in this series.
Well, well, well. Pure looking to try and replicate the success they had earlier on in the season when they were able to break into the top 4 and be a team that maybe no one expected to arrive there. And to do it against Shopify Rebellion, who previously were the breakthrough team, would be incredible. But that's the first map done and dusted. Pure come back to win it. We'll be back for map 2 shortly. I told you we'd be back, I wasn't lying. It's map 2 here at the Halo World Championship. We are in the elimination quarterfinals, essentially. Shopify Rebellion find themselves 1 down to Pure. And both teams fighting for their tournament lives and to try and break into the top 4 at the Halo World Championship. 3-1 lead for Pure to start things off. Suppress, Cykul, and SoulSnipe have fallen. Suppress, though, still up with the shock rifle. Excuse me, it was just Cykul and SoulSnipe there for. I'm going to sneeze.
He did sneeze. Elsewhere, in our other elimination quarterfinals, he's actually sneezed multiple times, folks.
It was 3 sneezes.
FaZe Clan are 1-0 to the good and looking to double their series lead. They're ahead by a significant margin in the Slayer on this very map mode combination, as a matter of fact. Triple kill, though, for Druk. We very quickly turn our attention straight back to Druk with the overkill.
Hold on a second. Do it. Cowards. Face him. He's on no shield. It's a great start for Pure. And if you had told me Druk would be playing at the Halo World Championship to compete to get into Championship Sunday earlier on this year, I would not have believed you. He has been through a lot.
I would have had one question. Is the Halo World Championships in Canada? And then I would have believed you.
He has had a tough time this season, but it is great to see him back and competing in the HCS. And boy, has he exploded back onto the scene. He was exactly what the rest of these Pure players were looking for in terms of a teammate to round out this roster that has really dominated some other teams at times. Remember, they had that incredible upset against FaZe back in Atlanta. They put their names back on the map when they got into top 4. Boy, would they love to replicate that success. And it could be a matchup with FaZe for top 3 if the bracket goes that way, with FaZe currently winning 2-0 now against Sentinels.
Druk is back amongst the best and back amongst the world's elite, and it's exactly where he belongs. Halo wouldn't be the same and wasn't the same without him. And you heard of the problems, the trials, the tribulations. You feared the worst, you thought maybe his career would be cut short. He's been able to figure it out, he's been able to make it work. And the Halo Championship Series is a better place because of it. The score, though, 18-11. A lot of the good work being put down by Druk, currently 6-3-2, has resulted in a nice, healthy lead here. And you just start to wonder, is the occasion getting the better of Rebellion? Because the expectation would be that they would put Pure to the sword. They're good friends, of course, absolutely, but if you ask those Rebellion players, they would feel they are the better team. But right now, it is Pure who just continue to compound the misery of Rebellion. And they need Mental to hit more shots like that. They're going to get back into this Slayer.
For Rebellion, I mean, it would be such a bitter end to the season if they had all these top 3s where they were getting better and better, it seemed, on Sundays, and then they arrive at the Halo World Championship and end up falling short at top 6. And sadly, all those questions where people ask, well, what would have happened if they had had a different bracket? You're going to get all those people that are haters of the game that would maybe say, oh, maybe we were right. So if Rebellion want to stop them from being said haters, they have to try and find a response here against Pure. They're down by 10. It's not easy to come back on Solitude when you are stuck in constant spawn traps, but if you can flip things over and gain control, then you can snowball your way into victory.
I will say, haters are very passionate, and they're also very good at what they do, because even if Rebellion were to win this one and end up in the top 3 eventually, they would just say, well, it was because of some other reason. They're very good at it.
They will always find a way to hate. That's why they're called haters.
That's what they do.
There's a lot of them on social media, I will say.
That's what they do best.
It's not hard to be nice, everyone.
Cherished, one player not being nice to the competition right now. 9-5-7, camouflage in his chest as well. 15 kills required to close out this game number 2. They desperately want to as well. How, in what way, in what world has he been spotted out? Not even pushing forward. He was moving backwards, and Suppress seen him.
I feel like it was a lucky grenade that just lit up his outline. Lit up his backside, it felt like.
He was lit up one way or another.
But he is able to survive. The camo amounts to nothing, but they still have an 11-kill lead to Pure. 15 remaining to try and go 2-0 up in this series. I mean, if Pure were able to break into the top 4 again, really would be incredible for them to do it, especially in the Halo World Championships. And to do it against the Shopify Rebellion team who have been so consistently at the top 3. More grenades for Cherished to work with here.
He's emptying his pockets as well. Every grenade getting thrown. Some of them are thrown too deep. Didn't do much damage at all. He will find Cykul, who's already got damage on him. He tries to scarp her away. Suppressed. And SoulSnipe there. Suppressed will get the kill. It's going to be with SoulSnipe. Druk. He will fall. 12, 9, and 7 for LastShot. Speaking of Suppressed, here he is on our screen. 6, 2, and 10. More required from these Rebellion players because none of them really are showing why they belong in a championship Sunday here and now. A lot to do because this Slayer is getting away from them, and it's getting away from them very quickly.
And for the side of Pure, you've got to look at the players that have never made it to not just a Championship Sunday, but a Halo World Championship. This is Cherished's first Halo World Championship. He was dropped just before the last Halo World Championship and didn't get to compete. But this time, he is now on his way to potentially finishing top 4, getting into Championship Sunday. But 3 kills go in favor of Shopify Rebellion as they look to try and force their way back into this game in SoulSnipe with the camouflage now looking to try and gain some info.
Can we talk about just how cutthroat Halo can be?
We can talk about
and
it.
heartless Halo can be. Cherished on this team now, made it to his first ever World Championships, but it should, by all rights, be his second one. But he was dropped a week before roster lock. Now that team will say that they made the change trying to get better, and that is commendable. But there's got to be a point where the work you put in, you get rewarded for it, but they get dropped a week before roster lock. Like I say, it can be pretty heartless, it can be pretty cold out here.
I think he was on holiday at the time, just to make it even worse, by the way.
He was only off the plane.
Maybe they bought him the holiday just to try and like,
send him away so we can run games just somebody else.
Butter him up as well. Just go, oh, you're having a wonderful time in Hawaii.
The beach and the drinks.
Oh, just the pool looks great. But by the way,
did you put an umbrella in that drink?
We're running scrims. And at that point, you're just like, ah.
No, I guess I'm dropped then.
See you next year. Well, he has seen him next year, and he is here the latter stages of Saturday, competing to get into Sunday. But all the meanwhile, as we've been joking, it's a 5-kill game now. Shopify Rebellion making a 4-kill game now, and Pure, who were so close to being 2-0 up in this series, have allowed that seed of doubt to start to grow in their mind a little bit here, and Shopify Rebellion have done fantastically at overturning that deficit.
We've been joking, Rebellion haven't been laughing. As a matter of fact, they put themselves right back into contention in this Slayer. That kill is going to be big though, just to put an extra bit of breathing space between them. Cherished continues to fight, trying to land the final headshot with a fade away onto Cykul over towards posters. These are good kills for Druk, good kills for Pure.
Yep.
Keep gobbling up those free kills. Mental's got camouflage though, and that's not something you want to see if you're a Pure fan. I know that much is for sure. Thankfully, he doesn't have a shock rifle, so his influence will be somewhat diminished. LastShot's going to take the reach shot. LastShot almost won the fight, but a 1 kill required then for Pure to double their series lead. And they have. Pure on the doorstep of an upset against Rebellion.
This would be massive for Pure. We've not seen that many upsets so far this tournament. A lot of the time, the higher seed has been winning for the majority. Sure, there's been a few that have cropped up, but this arguably would be the biggest of all upsets that we've seen so far if Pure are able to go down and take Shopify Rebellion out of the top 3. Well, there's only one way to find out if they can do it, and that will be with map 3 that's going to be coming up right after this quick break.
Game 3 then, folks. Back underway. If you're just joining us, Pure on the doorstep of causing the upset. 2 to the good here. And now we've got strongholds on live fire. Could this be Shopify Rebellion's last outing, not only at the World Championships here, but this season? Taulek, through the eye of a needle, rips the face right off of SoulSnipe and takes out Cykul. When players start to hit shots like that, you start to think, is it just not going to be our day?
You know what's crazy is I'm already starting to think about all the team changes that are going to happen after the World Championship, especially if Rebellion were to fall here in top 6. I mean, I'm looking at some of these names and I'm like, if you want to make that push to try and be world champions, you could pick up a Cykul, you could pick up a Mental, and it could really push you into that pool of teams that have been up there competing on a Sunday. But for Rebellion, I mean, would they want to stick together? They had such a successful season, but it could all come and amount to nothing if they fall to Pure here. As for Pure, this is their chance. This is their moment to make their own history. 26-0 in the early stages at the moment. BNC, though, is going to be converted by Rebellion.
And there is that strange feeling as well. If you're Rebellion, multiple top 3s this year, but if you bow out at this stage, does it mark your card for the season? Does it leave a bad taste in your mouth? And all of a sudden, are your memories of this year strictly laser focused on what happened at this competition this weekend? It would be incredibly short-sighted, but emotion sometimes dictates decisions. And if an offer comes for some of these players, and no doubt offers will come for any of these 4, because they have the potential to take over a series at any given time. Same can be said for much of the players on Pure. Their consistency can be questioned sometimes, but they definitely have the potential.
I think they're all in that pool, aren't they? They're all in that selection pool of players that are on the come up and could be the difference maker and the next in line when, I don't know, players could retire or decide that maybe they're not good enough in terms of getting dropped as well. And you would be looking at this kind of pool as all 4 dead on the side of Rebellion. Pure looking to really solidify their place in the top 4 here. And to do it, if it was a 3-0, that would be insane, and it would definitely be a statement here against the rest of the tournament.
And Rebellion right now, they look shell-shocked. It's almost like they haven't started in this game. Many people might say they haven't started the series. It's been multiple false starts. What is the cause? Is it simply they're out of confidence? Are they feeling deflated after that loss in the winner's bracket? Where they hoping to drop down here, find their footing, but Pure, they're young, they're hungry. They want success here and now. They're not interested in giving you time to lick your wounds and fight back again. As a matter of fact, when you're down, they want to kick you.
It's a good amount of time on the board, though, for Rebellion now. Off the back of that all 4 dead, they were able to regroup, refocus, and regain some control. Force Pure back. Mental with his sniper rifle, just firing a couple pop shots at the moment, making Pure a little bit more scared to be able to push up. And now Mental will find some of those players that have been able to just seep through up towards the sour side. Sour side, tower side, doesn't matter which side. Doesn't taste good.
Suppressed and moves over towards green. B and C in their control. This is much better. Much, much better. Starting to look a little bit more like themselves all of a sudden. The next round of slays are going to be vitally important. Last shot's on big door. Suppressed will use that quantum. Last shot slides out, gets the kill. Cykul falls elsewhere. And the last 2 members of Rebellion stationed over towards tower. This is going to be a triple cap once more. What a break from Pure.
Pure on the charge yet again. SoulSnipe goes down. He's a killjoy. He was one of the players who actually has been finding kills. Rebellion need to stop this bleeding immediately, and it's going to be C as their target. Druk is going to do a little loop-de-loop. Take a different angle to try and disrupt. And oh, it's planned perfectly here. Down in the rat tunnel, Druk is making plays. Almost makes it a double.
Good damage though.
Oh.
Great damage. The last shot eluded. The last shot actually, as a matter of fact. As Taulek now up through cuts and now the top middle. And down he goes, constantly staying on the move. Not letting people know exactly where he is. He gets this kill, no doubt he'll duck away. A double kill for Taulek. A and B remain in Rebellion's control, but it looks as though it won't be for too much longer as they descend upon A now, do Pure. A and C then locked in. And again, the first pick goes the way of Rebellion. It's important though, because Druk's got camouflage, but unfortunately for him, his teammates have all died around him. He tries to get the stick. He's giving up his positioning now. He's going to be forced to reposition. He's missed the plasma pistol shot as well. Didn't even get a trade in the end. That one's going to sting.
Yeah, that one's a tough one to watch. I remember Wes once saying, "What are you doing?" Famously for one of Druk's plays on Bazaar. Feels like an age ago that we were playing competitive Bazaar.
Capture the flag on Bazaar. That was a time ago.
They were the days. I don't know if they were the good old days, but they were certainly days.
They were days. There was days there, and weeks actually. We did have capture the flag on Bazaar once upon a time.
A behemoth.
There was a behemoth. It didn't make it into the HCS. Maybe because of the vehicles.
I think that we should have just chucked it in.
Why not?
Sometimes I do think to myself, why not be reckless?
It's important questions to ask, actually.
Yeah. LastShot maybe thinking the same thing here. Gets a double, has the sniper rifle.
Why contain your reckless?
Sometimes you just have to let it loose.
LastShot could be about to do just that with the sniper rifle, trained over towards Cuts, but almost as though Rebellion knew exactly where he was positioned, they all decided to run away.
There is an alternate universe where all three of them ran at the same time.
Into one bullet?
Hit by the same bullet.
Yep.
And maybe they just sensed that possibility. This game is very close though. Even though there's been a few times of clip clap. Neither team has really been able to dominate thus far. But it is now Pure who are scoring. Shopify Rebellion have to work their way out of A. It's going to be probably a big door push from Cykul just to try and distract while the others full send it elsewhere. But maybe Pure are wise to it here.
Cycul's on sandbags. As a matter of fact, he is being a little bit of a disruption. Camouflage is up as well. Cherished is taking space for his team. Fortunately for him, he was caught with a grenade in his hand, so that gave the opportunity for Mental to slide out and take advantage of it as well. So A and B now in control of Pure, but C's about to flip. 177 points and climbing for Pure. In footballing terms, you might start to call this squeaky bum time for Rebellion because their tournament life is on the line.
I'm not sure that's a footballing term.
That is a footballing term, squeaky bum time.
I just think it's a term. Happens to be used in football.
I've heard it from football, so as far as I'm concerned, it's a footballing term.
Now it's a Halo term. It's a Jersey term.
It's a Jersey, isn't it?
C taken. A though is still being fought tooth and nail for by Shopify Rebellion here, but now here comes Taulek. Alongside the likes of Druk, they collapse together. Taulek and Druk, two names that have fought alongside each other like brothers years in the Halo scene. They take a lead now by 50 points, and they find themselves 50 away from being in Championship Sunday.
Taulek's repulsor just didn't get the job done. Not to worry, that infects 1 and 4 men. There is a helpline for that. Don't you worry, we'll get you sorted. Premature. Again, Druk. No Druk's given. A and B controlled now. 207 points. Climbing now. Looking towards C. Cycle's top tower. With 2 members of Rebellion over towards scoreboard. Mental's gotten the pick. That one's huge. Druk tried to just pick the pocket and take out Mental, but unfortunately for him, he was able to just maneuver his hitbox, crouch down, stay alive. But for how long will Rebellion be staying alive here? They're scoring points here, but a lot of pressure being applied. 2 go down, but it's 3 for Pure. Cherished moving into a 1v1 with Cykul. Cycul's just going to delay this, and that's going to force Cherished to take a different angle. LastShot has gotten a pick onto Mental elsewhere. They now need to pick the right decision. Play call is going to be coming from A. Cherished collapses on SoulSnipe, who was down to no shields bottom middle. A and B now for Pure. 220 and climbing. Rebellion are on death's door.
Pure so close to securing top 4 Championship Sunday. Knocking out Shopify Rebellion, who have been a sure footing in terms of top 3 placements, event after event recently. They were the team who looked most likely to try and disrupt those big boys, but now Pure say, hey, there's a new challenger in town. 3 dead on the side of Shopify. C being taken yet again. They are going to be scoring. They are going to be so close now to Championship Sunday.
So close they can almost smell it. It might be bittersweet to take it from your friends, but no doubt they have every intention of continuing this run. Suppressed is bottom middle. He's taking shots. He's going to survive for now as Taulek repositions. Beautiful movement with the camouflage. Now looking up towards Cykul. Suppressed is on pillars. He should have that information. 3 dead. Suppressed is the last man alive. He's going to push towards C, but they're going to lose A and indeed B.
These could be the final moments of Shopify Rebellion's tournament then. One last attempt to try and break a setup as Pure look to try and find themselves into Championship Sunday. 10 more points required. One last desperate push, but 2 just went down.
Trying to find the way, trying to find the answer, but right now only finding the noose. And they're going to fall, they're going to collapse. And Pure clean sweep Rebellion and dump them out of the competition.
The biggest upset of the tournament so far. Shopify Rebellion out in top 6, Pure into the top 4, where they will be playing against either Sentinels or FaZe, depending on how that series finishes. What a performance from Pure as they break back in to where they've already seen once before in Atlanta. Top 4 for them. Sadly, the end of the road for Shopify Rebellion's tournament and their season here in top 6. What will happen? Well, I guess we'll have to find out tomorrow in Championship Sunday. That's going to be all, though, for the Bravo stream here today. We'll be back with more action tomorrow. Do not miss it, because Championship Sunday is going to be excellent. We'll see you then.